Hello, I'm Doug Mackenzie and welcome to another episode of the Fintech Show. So here in 2019, the rise of digital technology has resulted in improved customer experience across numerous industries. But what has this meant for banks trying to keep up with the inevitable regulation that follows? Coming up, we sit down with SAP, Lloyds and Santander Mexico to explore how the banks have handled compliance with these regulations and industry trends such as open banking and PSD2. We also take a look at some of the issues they face when dealing with cross-border payments in 2019. But first, we discuss just how the volume of payments has changed just in the last couple of decades.
It has changed dramatically. So, with all the initiatives to go digital, with all the initiatives to go cashless, I think the number of micro payments must have been gone through the roof. I don't have the exact numbers, but you see it everywhere. We are paying, our coffee at Starbucks for $3.99 with a credit card. So we see these kind of micro payments all over the place, and the volumes will only increase over the next decade.
So payments is probably one of the fastest moving parts of financial services right now. And I think the choice that our customers have, the different formats of payments, the speed of it, has really changed significantly from even months or a few years ago. So I think about in the UK, we have immediate payments, the faster payment scheme. We've seen the volumes through that scheme really increase at a really rapid rate, and we expect that to continue. And that's driving lots of evolution and innovation around the products and the services and the propositions that we provide. Equally, what it's doing is it's actually changing the business models of our customers. So if you think about an increasingly digital economy, e-commerce is a massive part of that. So actually how you drive economic value is the speed with which you can either receive money or pay money. And that's a really, really important sort of aspect of our clients' business models, which we think about quite a lot. How do we develop support around that? How do we develop products that will enable them to make their own businesses better?
What are some of the new technologies you're looking at the moment?
I'm glad you bring that question up. So when it comes to the new generation of systems, intelligence is embedded. So we don't want to provide only a tool to our customers. We want to provide intelligent solutions to our customers. And intelligence could be in form of a chatbot, could be in form of machine learning to, let's say, improve cumbersome manual tasks, like reconciliation activities. And it can also be things like blockchain to improve some of the existing processes.
So while payment technology has improved, so too have the regulations that follow. So how have the banks dealt with these regulations such as PSD2, and what are some of the opportunities that come with them?
There are many banks that are very proactive. But on the other side, there are very many banks sitting back and just looking what happens, and focus to fulfill what they need to do from a regulator standpoint, like PSD2. But I think, again, first of all, we have to understand the data is the customer's data. And there is no way back that we will change that, and it shouldn't be changed. And with that, customer says, you can use my data for any type of service that benefit me. So what I want to say with that is PSD2 is not only a burden. PSD2 is an opportunity as well to come up with new services, with new innovative solutions. And again, if the banks are not doing that, then there will be some fintechs, new companies that will jump on that and provide innovative solutions around any type of data analytics, and with that data analytics, then hopefully as well, better innovative solutions around corporate banking.
What opportunities do you think go hand in hand with open banking?
Well, the important thing to understand about open banking is, we really putting clients at the heart of their data, and where we get really excited is, working with our clients. So how do we use that data more effectively? What does that enable us to do in terms of proposition development? What does that enable us to do in terms of data insight as well? How can we use that insight to help them improve, for our commercial clients, their business? And so if you put together open banking with immediate payments in the UK, then suddenly you get a really interesting combination of, if you like, kind of foundation blocks that you can really drive quite a lot of change and new things from. So whether that's things like the Payables API that we've now launched, which allows our customers to effectively make payments immediately, which is again really having a positive impact on some of the underlying business models that we see, whether that's in terms of car financing and so on. So there's a lot to like around open banking, and we see it as a real opportunity for us to get closer to our customers and get closer to the way in which our customers think and behave, and respond to that, frankly.
We're living a very special moment in Mexico because we already have a new fintech regulation, and the fintech regulation applies for startups and banks. So the possibility to share services and information and to empower our customers is huge now. So we're developing different platforms in order to incorporate different solutions in only one point. And that is wonderful for the customers because they can have the possibility to choose better solutions in the market. And for us, it's a very big challenge because competition is the key here. And that is why in Santander decided to implement innovation every day, every minute in each solution that we are launching. And we see the open banking as an opportunity to connect the different solutions that our customers found in any moment and to incorporate information and everything in one point of access and to have better financial services.
Next up, we look at some of the issues banks are currently facing when it comes to cross-border payments.
I look at this from a very simple point of view, which is, we're a bank. We should be able to move money from point A to point B. And our customers expect us to be able to do that safely and securely and really quickly and at a reasonable cost. I think when you look at cross-border payments, there's historically been an awful lot of complexity. A single payment may pass through a number of different institutions or across a number of different platforms before it gets to its destination. I think what we're starting to see now is more innovation around that. So one of the things which we're developing and interested in and working with a lot of our banking partners on is how do we connect things like immediate payment systems? How do we make that a slicker service for our banking partners and ultimately for their customers as well? And that's really important to us because it provides a speed of execution and service at a good price point, but also real transparency for the end customer. And frankly, that's probably what it's all about right now.
There is no need anymore really to have such complex foreign payment procedures. And you see it already in the foreign currency payments. You see fintechs like TransferWise and others making great inroads into the market. I'm pretty sure we'll see a similar thing like we saw in the retail payments and in the SMB payments with PayPal, and other online payment providers. We'll see that in the foreign currency payments coming more and more as well. And I hope that the banks turn the corner and be proactive here and kill some of their cash cows because they have all the ingredients to be successful. But if they don't, then others will eat their lunch very quickly.
So I'm always a big believer, golden triangle, to make something happen, you need to have the technology, you need to have the economics, but you also need the social and the bureaucracy to make that happen. It seems that with cross-border payments, if it's the technology is there, the economics is there, it's now just almost that social part to make banks realize we need to move into this space.
Yeah, and the system we have today in place is based on the economy we had, 50s, 60s, 70s. The world has dramatically changed. We are a global economy now. We are digital. We are real time. And that needs to be reflected as well in things like cross-border payments. And just a matter of time.
Mexico has a very close relationship with the United States. More than 20 million Mexicans are living and working in the United States, and they need to send money to their relatives here in Mexico. So we see that as a big challenge. And Santander is, as a global bank, is creating new models in order to offer new solutions for that population. And we want to be there We want to be the bank in the States, and we want to be the bank here in Mexico, and to allow them to send money as in a very easy way. So we see a great opportunity as well to have the opportunity to send items or different products among countries and using our platforms. As you know, it is really easy to make a payment with the big techs, and we're working in that. We want to be a very tech bank for the Mexicans and the bank for payments, and we're developing that system. And today, with our current solutions, so for example, the Santander Tap, it is possible to make a payment really easy in any part of the country, and to receive products or items immediately, because we can send money to the different manufacturers using a chat conversation. And today it's possible to make an order using a chat conversation with a robot, but with our platform, the user can send money using the same platform, using the same chat conversation. And that is working really well, because that is going to improve business in the country, because make payments was a pain in this country. Because in Mexico, for example, if you want to make a payment, it is necessary to visit a retail store and to cash in there, and then to send the proof of the deposit, and then to receive the product. With this technology, we are creating a new ecosystem for small business and big companies, because they can accept the payments immediately using the same social network.
Finally, with Sibos just around the corner, we take a look at what both Lloyds and SAP will be showcasing, and what will their predictions be for the buzzwords that will be circulating at this year's event.
At Lloyds Bank, we're super excited to be having Sibos here in London. You know, it's on home turf for us. It's always a great event. It's my 7th Sibos, so really looking forward to it. And it's a great opportunity for us to spend time with our banking partners, spend time with our technology partners, and really get a feel for, you know, what our partners are thinking about, what the market is thinking about. You know, some of these industries are moving so quickly, and Sibos is a perfect opportunity to get a sense of what we need to be thinking about, the work that we can be doing, either again with our banking partners or again with the technology firms. And so, you know, you put that together with an opportunity to showcase some of the work we're doing on payments and trade, and there's a lot to like around what will be, I think, an action-packed 4 days.
And quite a few of your colleagues will be there speaking. What will they be talking about?
So we're very excited to have Antonio Horta-Osorio, who's our group CEO. So he's going to be speaking on Monday around inclusion and diversity. We have Jen Tippin, who is our people and productivity director for the group as a whole. And she's going to be talking about how we reskill our workforce, making it fit for the future, basically. And that's a huge agenda for us at Lloyds, and we've got a lot to share around all of that. We have Dan McCoskey. So Dan is our Chief Design Officer, and Dan is going to lead a session on human-centered design, which is actually something which we're really starting to embrace across all aspects of our business. And it's actually quite an exciting session, so I'd encourage people to go along to that. We have Andrea Melville as well, who's going to be talking about how we're thinking about, you know, developments that we're trying to put in place around the API economy, how that is informing propositions that are developing for our clients.
We will speak mainly about connectivity, better connectivity between banks and corporates to drive the customer experience. And you know, at SAP, we are in a kind of unique position compared to other vendors participating at Sibos. We are the world's largest enterprise software solution provider. And as such, we have 425,000 customers in 190 countries all around the world. They all run ERP systems, they all run procurement systems, and they all need bank connectivity. Yeah? They have multiple banks they're dealing with, and what they experience today is in many cases very cumbersome, and there is a lot of room for improvement. And we are seeing big demand from the banks to work with us to improve this connectivity.
Sibos is always fascinating for buzzwords, right? So, you know, and if I think back probably 4 or 5 years ago, it was all blockchain.
Yes.
right? So, blockchain, and the blockchain was almost dismissed as kind of, well, look, this is like voodoo, it's black magic, there's nothing to it. Within the following Sibos, you could not get into a blockchain seminar. It was rammed out. And then the following one after that, there were people going around saying, we've solved this, we've got the perfect use case. So you have to be careful not to get carried away with some of all of this. But I mean, certainly, I suspect we'll hear lots around the DLT, we'll hear lots around things like Swift KYC registry. APIs, I expect most banks will have suites of APIs that they're keen to talk about. I think one of the things that I've noticed over the years as well is there's actually much more focus on collaboration. And again, this is something that which we think about quite a lot at Lloyds, where either collaborating with non-bank providers in terms of technology firms, or just closer collaboration with our banking partners. And again, we're in the spot where what we're trying to create are meaningful propositions that we can take cross-border, working with partners of all descriptions. And that's been a tone, I think, that has changed probably over the last few years.
Has to be hyper-connectivity. Not only because it's in the theme of Sibos, because it's so critical for every bank to be successful in this new digital economy. Connectivity on all levels is absolutely key to drive the real offerings, real-time offerings, tailor-made offerings at the right point in time. So if you don't have the connectivity, you cannot provide a seamless experience. You can provide an intelligent experience. You cannot provide all the things customers expect today from a commercial bank. And think about how business is being done today. There are all these emerging ecosystems. There are all these emerging platforms and networks. That's exactly where the banks need to be as well. When we think about the new world, the new digital world going forward, there might not even be an industry called banking anymore. There will always be banking, don't get me wrong. But it might not be an industry in itself. It is a service that is provided from banks and non-banks to everyone in these networks that requires a service. Supply chain financing is one example. Take a look how the fintechs enter the private sector, the retail banking market. You will see more and more fintechs, and they're already there, supporting certain aspects of commercial banking as well. And it's absolutely crucial that banks and all types of software providers like us collaborate intelligently and be open to integrate these new fintechs in a seamless way. This is, at the end of the day, what will benefit our common customers, our joint customers. And that's what it all is about. If we can provide a better service to our joint customers, then we will be all successful.
So that's it from us. For everything else FinTech, RegTech, PayTech and more, you can catch the rest of our episodes at www.fintech.finance. And if you're attending Sibos this year, then we may just well catch you there. Thanks for watching.